Welcome back to Let's Play Okami. This is your host, Kung Fu Jesus.
This is V Prisoner, and this is Amaterasu. She was sleeping.
Yeah, she does that a lot.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the patience.
I like how this game deals with the whole merchant talking with a dog thing. They just say, oh hey, somebody sent their dog to do the shopping for them, even though it's kind of unfeasible.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? You're just a merchant, money is money.
Yeah.
Okay, and we haven't gotten anything that's really worth selling right now. That'll happen later.
So wait, I don't know if I saw, but you're getting like a bunch of seeds, or...
I was getting a bunch of food.
Yeah,
of different types.
Yeah, different animals
want to be prepared.
Need different types of food. Some aren't very picky. They'll take any types of food. For example, monkeys.
Right, but it's what, you know, look at nature. Are they omnivores, herbivores, or carnivores?
And feed appropriately.
Exactly. It's not terribly difficult to figure out.
Well, except in the case of fish. You just gotta use your own common sense whenever it comes to fish. This area is basically a cursed zone. If you wander into it, you'll take damage and you'll lose your god powers.
And it's very fun to try it out once, because it's nuts. It's crazy. You don't even know what's going on the first time. You think the game has gone insane, and I'm going to do it in just a second here. This floating slip of paper is a
demon scroll.
It's an encounter with enemies.
Yeah.
Really, fighting enemies during the day is not the best. Mostly because you have to go after them, they don't chase you around. And there's another reason too, but we'll get to that in a future video.
You're also noticing the way the arena is shaped, like the color. If it's blue and purple like this, then it's just a regular encounter. There are like gleaming little holes of light that you can escape from, but you'll never need to escape unless you're really, really terrible at the game. The red and orange
those
barriers,
are special, and they can happen for any number of reasons, which we'll get to later on.
Yeah, you can't run from those.
Right.
But again, why would you?
So anyway, let's go into the cursed zone. This is fun. Watch this. Oh my god! You get into it and all of a sudden you can't see, you can't use your powers. There's all sorts of like kanji all over the place that means stuff, I don't know.
Generally, you
Probably
don't...
stuff like evil and curse and seal.
I would know which one said death in a heartbeat because I played Killer 7 so many times.
So anyway, there's the sapling. It's sort of right out there, but we have no way of reviving it yet. We'll get to that, though.
There's a guy making pots over there, but doesn't look like he's in business right now.
He is the nameless man. I wonder if he likes to walk around the countryside and... Wait, no, that was Clint Eastwood.
Oh, I thought you were going to reference some kind of anime, and then I would...
No, because Kung Fu, the guy actually has a name.
Ah. Anyway, this guy's probably going to make us some stuff later on, but that's not until we clear all this food.
Yeah, we have to do some stuff for him, and then we have to clear the cursed zone. He's also a little bit of a hippie, but that's not such a bad thing in a world where nature is as awesome as it is here. As awesome as nature is in our own world, in the glorious, magical land of Nippon, nature is more fantastical.
Well, because it's brought to you in a beautiful Japanese watercolor painting.
Yes. And because it helps you, and you help it. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Like, a more overt symbiotic relationship than ours. Our connection with nature, as people living on Earth. Traveler's Charm. I haven't talked about the godhood level meter, but it's akin to the level meter in God Hand.
Well, in this case, it just acts as sort of extra health that isn't counted by...
It's hits that aren't counted, yeah.
Yeah. You can have up to 3 levels of godhood, and there will be indicated over on the left.
So right now it's red, which means first level. I can take 1 hit,
and it won't actually damage your health, which
yeah,
is
you'll see like a there I got hit.
Yeah,
so you'll see the one this like shield of red like fly off of me.
That's generally one of the big reasons why health is so trivial in this game.
There are a number of ways to mitigate it.
Well, you can increase godhood by stringing together combos and using Traveler's Charms like that just to flat out increase it by 1 level. So basically, if you do really well in combat, then you're pretty much going to be okay as far as godhood is concerned. You got hit.
I actually did take damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting hit and then getting hit while you have a level of godhood does not actually count towards damage. So it makes getting a high rating very easy.
Well, I do appreciate the safety net. It's just a little bit much, maybe.
In a game that's already easy? Yeah, I sort of agree.
Well, I mean, it doesn't even matter if the game itself is easy, if it's just trying to give you guidelines on not getting hit or anything, if you don't have to not get hit.
Oh, and here we go. These trees are a little annoying, but they're very easy to deal with. Just hit their own fruit back at them.
Well, they'll recover after a while, so you might want to put a jump on getting away.
I do.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you don't even have to deal with them at all. They're not very good at hitting you.
A little bit problematic if there are like a ton of them everywhere and they all start throwing fruit, but...
Also, don't go near them. They'll whomp you.
Yep. I'm sure you noticed back there, but we can't really restore order to pristine nature unless we do the big thing.
There is a root cause of the evil in this area, and we have to get rid of it first.
Oh,
oh no!
Enemy.
A new enemy. Holy moly! He's a drum, and he's a yellow imp. What does the book have to say about yellow imps?
Well, first off, just gonna let you know, this guy is kind of a pain whenever you're trying to shoot for time, because he'll spend a lot of his time underground.
Yeah,
and
luckily you can deal with the other guys first.
Yeah, and if you do try to ink blot him to, you know, confuse him and make him stay up in the air, he will start swinging around his bats and try to hit you.
Well, they all do that, actually. But luckily they go in a single direction, so it's very easy to dodge. The yellow imp. Late into the night, once his victim has gone to sleep, he strikes his drum loudly from within the earth below his slumbering prey to strike terror and surprise into their hearts. The yellow imp has skin colored like light dirt, and most inexplicable illnesses are attributed to him. There are 2 ways of dealing with him. I dealt with him by brushing on his face.
Well, yeah.
Making him confused.
Well, if you're good at dodging, then I suppose then that's a good way to do it.
Because what he'll do is he'll pop up, and then do his drum thing, and it sends a little shockwave of earth at you. And you can't hurt him.
Yeah.
So you have to do something before he does the little shockwave. Secret training ground, more like secret napping hiding place.
So, when are we allowed to go past... Oh, hey, he's finished talking.
More or less.
Yeah.
Oh, we defeated those guys, and now the cursed little thing is gone. It's missing something.
I wonder... Maybe we should put a circle in that shining place.
You mean that circular shining place?
I am Okami, and everyone who plays me is a moron.
Yeah, you just gotta tell me everything. I can't be trusted to figure things out on my own. I'm a player who's playing Okami.
Oh, that was a good impression. That's a general theme dealing with Susanoo. You do things that are... You use your god powers, and then he doesn't know what the fuck, and then decides to go off thinking that either he has done it, or divine intervention of some sort has willed his hand.
Well, he thinks the gods are after him, and that they are interfering with him, and trying to make him face his own destiny, which is true. But he doesn't know for sure, and it's actually kind of funny. Oh, look at that little cute thing. Indeed.
You thinking maybe we should find a way to get that water over to the sapling, or vice versa?
Something like that, yes.
Gates are trivial with Power Slash.
Simple wooden ones, yes.
The bear.
We are the bears. In this world, glorious land of Nippon, bears are sleepy creatures who perch atop round objects and wear a leaf on their heads.
And they really love round objects. So if you
really love round objects.
Yeah, if you happen to find one, make sure you give it to them.
Oh, so here's another timed sequence.
It's kind of a shame you can't really just slash both of those at the same time and get that over with.
Eh.
Yeah. Susanoo has no idea what any of his move names mean.
You try to do that on your own to a bear, doesn't work. You need the mortal and divine collaboration there.
I tried it once. This is
It's
V-Prisoner,
hard.
coming to you live from heaven. Amaterasu says hi.
Alright, good to know. Haven't spoken to her in a while.
That's great, I went to Japanese heaven just like I always wanted.
Sweet. How was it, bro?
It's a little bit overrated. Everybody's always talking about it, but I mean, it's really opened my eyes to just how blessed I am right here on this earth. Yeah.
Speaking of how blessed you are on this earth, we're not really all that blessed, because even in the glorious land of Nippon there exists an element of darkness, and we must be vigilant against it. But in this case, it's inevitable. We have to push a circular object with mechanics that weren't really designed for pushing circular objects.
Well, it's okay, because they try to fix that by making all balls semi-magnetic to you.
Oh, they are not. And we'll get to that later. There are powers you can use which aid in pushing balls around. But some of them are just inexcusably bad, and we'll go over those, and we'll see some of that later. So we have this crystal that can give life and cause water to spout, but it needs to focus energy from the sun. So let's just go and make a sun happen.
I like how they just give you the camera angles that are proper for making the sun whenever you need to.
That would be very bad if they did not, sometimes.
Well, actually, that does factor into some of the puzzles that require brushwork. Sometimes you need specific camera angles in order for the game to understand what you're doing and where you're painting.
Oh, check it out.
Uh, it's a tree, but where are the flowers?
I think we're about to find them. They're not in the sky, but constellation will tell us.
They just come out of nowhere now.
Oh, they do that a lot, actually.
Yeah. All constellations just end up having more and more spots that you need to fill, but really why? There's no real point.
Also, all of the brush creatures, zodiac creatures, are a little bit weird, a little bit silly. They don't get it quite right.
Yeah, most of them will usually have some sort of silly thing they do before they talk to him.
It's divine humor. It's almost beyond the comprehension of mortals. I don't know what he's holding in his hand. Very confused. Let me see.
Well, it's important to him, so we best not stress that.
Well, I'm also... Let's see. Nope, he doesn't say. Does not say in the art book.
And that art book
Okay, so here we go. One of the most important powers in the game. The ability to draw circles around withered trees.
so important that sometimes it will lag the PS2 the fuck out. I hope you enjoy watching that scene because you're going to be seeing an awful lot.
Nature owns.
Yeah, it does.
And, you know, a simple little brushstroke and a simple tree does wonders for the health of the land.
Huge amount of things that can give us praise that are now open.
So yeah, the general pattern is go to a new area, find the guardian sapling, revive it to open up the rest of the area, and then continue the plot and repeat that.
Usually you can get that done pretty quickly, especially later on. Like, the game gives no fucks. It's just like, here's a garden sapling, do like 5 minutes worth of thing to get to it, there you go.
Yeah, they don't really want that to be too involved. The bigger challenge is obviously what you do once you are in the area.
Yeah.
And that's fun.
Well, that's a puzzle in itself, trying to get around, work your way around different areas in the curse zone in order to get there without, you know, touching the curse zone.
It is quite a puzzle. Sometimes when you revive a sapling, it leaves a treasure chest, so look for that. Or a glowy patch of ground with a treasure in it.
Also, if you revive different bits of nature, maybe try to fight specific boss battles or enemies or something like that, then animals may appear wherever the enemy used to be.
Alright, so that was the second way of dealing with the yellow imp. You have to get behind him when he pops up and he gets a little question mark. He doesn't know what's going on.
I actually didn't know that. I just did it the first way all the time.
It's the better way, really, if you can anticipate them.
That's good to know.
Because they don't wig out on you, and they actually turn black and white, so you can slash them for a lot of damage.
Oddly enough, the boar and boar piglets count as separate things, so...
I think they're capybaras. Maybe they're boars.
Well, they say that...
No, they're...
Yeah.
It's a boar.
Yep. Well, to be fair, extra praise. So.
So relaxing.
It's a shame for the sake of the LP you can't really enjoy it too much.
And actually they are together as a single entity.
Huh, I could have sworn that they were separate.
If you choose to feed the large guy, he'll appear there instead of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
But you get the praise from all of them.
You can actually bloom these trees now, but only when they're stunned.
Right. Sort of, you know, doing what's good for them, but against their will.
Very, very slim amount of praise, but, you know, it stacks up, so at least try.
Oh, so here we go. Here's a little guardian statue. We'll have to deal with those later. It's a little side quest for that.
Sometimes there are shitty patches of earth and you just need to draw all over them in order to make vegetation spring up. The game sometimes just doesn't know what exactly needs to be done in order to get that working, but if you
the idea is to start your brush where it's glowing green. And then don't let up, otherwise it won't work. You have to do a single continuous stroke.
Huh. I'm serious. Okami is teaching me new things every day. I actually didn't know that about that. I just scribble.
There's a whole bunch of powers that the game doesn't implicitly tell you, or explicitly tell you. It's just sort of there. You have to read the scrolls for extra hints about how to use the powers. So in this case, you saw a brief glimpse of the green sprout technique. If you press a dot on the ground, you actually can make a tree appear. And that's really good for a couple enemies in the game, and you get demon fangs from them with that power.
Well, you can actually use bloom also, and there are some enemies that respond to that too with demon fangs.
Right. It just depends on the enemy. But I'm saying, like, a tree versus... You wouldn't think that the tree is a thing that you can do.
Yeah, I getcha. Now, if memory serves right, there is a sun fragment somewhere around here.
There is, but I don't know where it is exactly, so I spend a long time looking for it off video and then go back. And next video, you'll see me pick it up.
Well, that's good. Sun fragments are basically a big reason why health is...
They're heart pieces.
Yeah, they're heart pieces, so... I mean, and you have praise, which can give you heart pieces, so...
No, so that was me running out of ink.
Yeah, I didn't
And
notice.
now you can bloom, like, multiple things at once if you line them up and circle all of them, so I just bloomed 2 trees. It's not really a big deal.
Well, I've noticed like a... Oh, sorry.
The rest of the video is just spent going around looking for extra stuff to do.
Oh. Well, I've noticed a few cases where if you just line them up too perfectly, then the game won't know that there's other things behind them.
Yeah, that does happen. It's a little bit iffy, but in general, you can count on it to... if you line them up, you can get like 3 or 4 sometimes in a single brush stroke.
My life owns right now.
Why? Because you're watching Okami?
Pretty much, yeah.
Sweet.
Well, to be fair, I could be playing Okami, and then it would be even better. But I can deal. Being able to deal is really, really important in life.
That sounds a little, unsavory.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. You're a dealer?
No. I mean, I don't deal personally, but the fact remains that I can deal.
Well, most people have it within themselves to deal. But, you know, whether or not you want to face the legality of that.
Look, if you...
I don't know. I don't want to take the risk.
Yeah, no. If you look at any gravestone, and you read the writing on it, it will say, couldn't deal. Do not be that guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey,
I'll do my best.
There's a shining spot right there.
Heck yeah, shining spots. They're everywhere. So I got 3 trees, including one that's very far away.
Another little fun thing you can do is you can try to, oh.
Monkeys.
That was... Ooh.
Monkeys eating meat.
Wow, I lost my train of thought there.
That was probably not a very good train of thought if the divine spirit of nature caused you to lose it.
No, that happens a lot, so... I mean, it's perfectly okay. I mean, nature's owns, but... Fun thing you can do with animals is you can bloom them, and they will be very happy, but that's just an Easter egg. So, are you going to be going to that shining spot over there?
Yes.
Yes.
So here we go. Here's a thing. You bloom all of the trees in the area, and a treasure chest pops up. So we're gonna get that.
Generally, if a shining spot appears during the day, then it's not a treasure chest, but rather something else.
Clover.
The development team.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's still in the Wii version. They left an indelible mark on the game. There'd be no way to remove the clover without... And, I don't know, I guess they could.
Without nerfing the game entirely?
Without being really discourteous.
Maybe you could remove an entire credit sequence.
Well, I hear they did that, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Huh, another clover.
Heck yeah. They give small amounts of praise in the beginning. Depending on where you find them, they will give more. So they start out giving you 5. They work you work your way up, though.
Yeah, eventually they'll give you stuff like 40. It's pretty great. That is assuming that you can find secret grottos.
Which is pretty easy. I'm going to be going to all of them. They're very necessary.
They have a lot of great stuff in there.
Sun Fragment. Collect 3 of them to extend it by 1. So you don't need to get 4 heart pieces, just 3.
So you can either just choose to go and find all the sun fragments, or you can just go get a bunch of praise. Either way, health is still really trivial.
It is trivial, but if you do both of them, you get even more health.
Yeah.
Because sun fragments give you health that you would not get by praise. It's like getting the heart containers for beating dungeons in Zelda versus finding all the heart pieces.
Yeah, and honestly, there's a lot of sun fragments, too.
Oh, look. Another clover.
Man.
And there are a lot of clovers in the world.
It just goes to show that they're still with us, no matter what.
Actually, I actually read a bit of interesting information about the dissolution of Clover. They weren't dissolved by Capcom.
Really?
Yeah. Well, they were, but not for low sales or anything. Apparently, the executives, the 3 major guys, left Capcom and formed the studio. And then Capcom decided to fold Clover.
Ah.
Not the other way around.
Is there any particular reason why they left?
They just wanted to form their own game company.
I guess.
So they did.
Well, I guess that gets a whole lot of weight off of my chest. A whole lot of animosity towards Capcom that now I can say goodbye to.
Yeah, I think this is from an interview with one of the 3, either Kamiya or what's his name?
Because yeah, if you look at it that way, it makes it look like Capcom killed off. It makes it look like Capcom killed off Clover just because they decided not to advertise the game, and then fired the people who made it because they didn't do thing.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people thought for the longest time, because it's sort of the main developers didn't feel like giving an interview or something about it, but I don't know. It just, I think I'm a lot happier that they just left and attracted a bunch of the co-workers with them, and then Capcom folded the team.
Yeah, same here. It makes it look a lot less weird and stupid.
It's more common sense instead of trite and petty. So instead of fruitlessly wandering around looking for the upgrade, there's another upgrade or a stray bead or something that I'm missing. I'm just gonna end the video right here, because it's one of those things that only appears at night, and unfortunately, we cannot simply create evening and nighttime. We have to wait for it.
So that ends the
that ends this video.
Yeah, that ends this video.
Good night, Okami.
Good night.